Okay, what's up guys? This is part 7 of the scripting series tutorial thing. I think it's part 7. So anyways, today we're going to be going over instancing and cloning. So let's start off with instancing. So we already know that you can add instances via this like plus button. So you can add in an animation, hinges and ports and scripts. So instancing is pretty much doing that, but via script. So let me make an example. So this also, okay, so to make a new instance, you need to do instance.new. So the .new pretty much just makes a new instance because it calls a function from instance library. I think that's how you would phrase it. Anyways, here you need to put the class name. So I think I already explained what classes are, but if you click on something inside of your game, so I'm gonna click on baseplate, the class is this right here, part. So as we can see, if we want to spawn in a part, we need to specify the class part. If you want to spawn in a script, we need to specify the class script. For now, let's do part. Actually gives you a list as well. Sorry about that. So let's do part. Okay, so it also has a second optional parameter, which I don't recommend using, but it's the parent. So this is what the parent of the instance will be. So I'll just show you how it works real quick. So I'll do workspace and it should spawn in. Okay, that's some Roblox error, don't mind that. I think it fell into the void. Oh, it didn't. I think it's inside the base plate. So as you can see, we spawned in a brand new part. Not sure why it has studs on it. But anyways, that's how you spawn in a part. So what if you want to modify the part? What this also does is it returns the actual brand new instance. And pretty much what this means is that we can save it to our variables. Local new part equals. Now we can modify like any part we've done before. So new part dot brick color equals brick color dot, I'll do random, new part dot anchor equals true, new part dot position equals vector tree dot new. I'll do 0, 10 and 0. And what you want to do lastly, and make sure you always do this last, is set the parent of the part equals workspace. The reason you don't want to put parent here or anywhere up here is because of optimization. So each time you change something here, from what I've heard, it like re-renders the item, and that can mess up your optimization. So make sure you put the parent last always. So this should work. Could even change the size, but yeah, it spawned the block 10 starts up. Not sure why they have studs now. I swear to God, they usually are just like smooth plastic. Maybe they like changed it. If I do a base, no, it's only classes. But yeah, you see, you can make new parts and everything. I think you can make a sphere. No, you can't. Part. So yeah, if you want, you can also name it, change the rotation of it. So anything that you can do with a regular part, you can do with this brand new instance part. You can also make a folder. Yeah, you can make anything. So you can mess around it with if you want. So I made a folder in here, and I didn't set a name, so it's automatically folder. Okay, my studio glitched out, and I have this annoying cursor, which is like block. So I'll restart studio real quick. Okay, so I'm back. Fixed the cursor, script saved and everything. So that's instancing. So nextly we'll be going over cloning. So cloning is when you want to like make models or like make a brand new model that's like an existing model. I'll just make like a square real quick. It'll be a little bit different square. We have to word it right. So okay, make it like this. Copy this. Okay, there we go. Group it together. Call it a thing. And I'm gonna quickly weld it as well. So I have this plugin I found. It's kind of sketchy, but it works. It just welds everything together. Okay, so I have my thing here. And now what I can do is clone it. So I'll show you real quick what cloning is. So first off, I'll make a path to my model. Thing equals workspace.thing. I don't think I need to do wait for child here. I think it'll load in fast enough. And now I can clone it doing thing clone. And like always, it returns the instance, so I can set it to a variable. New thing equals. Now I think the parent doesn't get set automatically, so new thing dot parent equals workspace. And it should clone it. As you can see, it cloned it. We have 2 of these now. It copied all of the wells and stuff. Very glitchy. So yeah, you can use this to like clone cool stuff. I don't really know. I don't have good examples. I'll make another example. I'll make like a sphere real quick. Sphere. I'll change the size to like 111. Okay, make 0.5 transparency. So yeah, it's used for like complicated parts that have a lot of properties changed. So yeah, I can just, so if I use instance, I don't have to set all of the properties each time, which I think it's more, what you call it, efficient. Okay, and I think that's it. Let's put it in server storage. So server storage is stuff that the clients can see. So if an exploiter uses something like, I don't remember what it's called, but there's an exploit so they can see entire like game, so they can see workspace, players, lighting and stuff, but they cannot see inside server storage. Only server can see in here. So store your like valuable data here, I guess it's a good way to phrase it. And the replicated storage, the client and server can see what's inside here. But yeah, only server scripts can see inside here. We'll get more in depth about client side versus server side in remote events video, but right now just put your part in here and don't worry about it. Okay, so local thing equals game. Also, I'll quickly teach you a new thing here. So usually it will do game.server storage, but actually it's recommended that you do get service server storage, and this is the exact same as game.server storage, but it's just more safe. There's a lot of like arguments going about whether you should use a period or a colon, but I recommend just using get service because it's safer. This is like microseconds faster, but I'm not gonna get into the details because I do not want to spark any arguments. I don't know why people argue about this, but yeah. So just use get service. It's the same as doing a period server storage. Okay, so game, get service, server storage, part. By the way, don't use get service on workspace. So now we have our part here. I don't think we need to do a wait for child. So let's clone it and let's put the parent on workspace. I'll make the position like high up in the air equals vector3.new, and I'll do like 0, 30, 0, and it should fall out of the sky. You can see it fell. Let's actually use a for loop to create a bunch of this. For I equals 1, comma, let's make 100 parts. Do. Okay. So we have this now. Just make like a test.wait one. And it should work. It should start like raining down hundreds of parts. Whoa. That's pretty cool actually, what the hell. So 100 parts, not sure how much that is. I think, yeah, it stopped. Let's knock it over. And that's pretty satisfying, not gonna lie. So yeah, that's pretty much cloning and Instance.new. It shouldn't be that hard to understand. It's pretty simple, to be honest. So yeah, cloning, you can pretty much just make a duplicate of a part and change its variables. And so yeah, cloning is used for like bullets and stuff, and Instance.new is used for like a single use. Yeah, it's used for like a single use, but they're most commonly used in leader stats, which I think is the next video. Never mind, I don't think so. So I'll just make a, so yeah, the challenge is gonna be to make like a rain script. So we will have like an area, so maybe like from this square to this square to this square to this square, and parts will just randomly fall into this area. I'll quickly show you what it should look like, and then I'll show you the script. So this is kind of advanced, probably the hardest challenge yet. So yeah, I'll be right back with the script and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I just scripted the thing and I'll show you what it looks like. So as you can see, it drops random rain droplets all in like a square. So this is probably, yeah, the hardest challenge yet. So you pretty much have to use math.random for the like positioning. I'm not sure if I teach you math.random. I'll quickly show you how it works. So I'll just do it here. So if I do print math.random, so what math.random takes is two arguments. The first argument is the minimum number, so I'll do -5. And the second, or the last argument, is the maximum number. And math.random just chooses a random number between here, and it returns it. I can print it, it'll always be different. So yeah, you have to use that for the, I just showed the script accidentally, and I'll probably just edit it out. I put a black box over it. So yeah, now they're starting to roll around because they're dropping on each other. But I also implemented a feature where if I reach a certain threshold of parts, right now it's 1,000, it'll choose a random part and delete it. So that's done using an if statement, obviously. So as you can see, it's a really cool effect. Obviously, you will never do rain like this because it's highly inefficient. So now, if you already like tried to do it and you couldn't figure it out, I'll show the script in a second. Or if you're not really interested in the challenge, but you just want to see how it works. So I'm gonna click stop. No. Okay. So this is the script. I'll explain it line by line. So first, we're getting the part that we want to clone, which is in server storage. Then I made 4 static parameters. So static, like they never change. So the first one is max parts. If we reach more parts than the max parts, then we're gonna destroy the part. Now we have the range. So range is like pretty much how wide the box is where I spawn them in. So if I change it to 1, we can see that it'll pretty much just spawn in one area, or a 2x2 area, or a 3x3 area. Okay, yeah. So because now the available numbers are -1, 0, and 1, so it's a 3x3 area. It's a pretty cool effect. So after I've declared my variables, I also have y. That's how high up they're gonna be spawning. I decided to not make this random, and wait time. So this is like how much it waits before it spawns in a new part. So let's get into the spawning now. So we have a loop here that uses wait time as its cooldown. So first I get the children inside the rain parts folder. I use this to like separate the rain parts from base plate, spawn location, terrain, and camera. And I can use this to get the count of how many parts I've spawned in. So yeah, I use get children. Might not be the most efficient way, but it's good enough for this example. Next off, I make a new variable. This is the new rain droplet. So I just clone the preset rain part. Now I set the position. I think this is the most complicated thing about the script. It's not really complicated, but if I would have to point out the most complicated thing, it will be this. So I create a new vector tree, and the x position is going to be minus range, so -5 right now, and 5. So it generates a number from -5 to 5. Yeah, so and then we have y, which is just y, and then I do it again. And this will always give us a random position. Next off, we have parent, and set it inside the folder. Now, what I do is, actually, I should move this down here. Yep, I should definitely move it down here. Because I just added a new part, so it actually gets that part as well now. So now, I check if there are more parts in the rain parts folder than the threshold. So the way I check how many parts are inside the folder is I already have all of the parts stored in an array or table. Yeah, table. So I'm not sure if I taught you this, but you can use a hashtag to get the length of a table or string. So I'm getting the length of a table, which is how many children there will be, and I'm checking if it's higher than the max parts variable, which is 1000 right now. And if it is, then I'm gonna choose a random part inside the array or table, sorry, and I'm gonna destroy it. So I use math.random 1 because that's the smallest value that can be inside a table or key. Not sure how to word it. And then the max parts. So if I change the max parts to like 10, we can see that there won't be a lot of parts spawning in. There'll be 10 parts maximum. It spawns in too quick, they can't even fall to the ground. Maybe I'll do like 25. So as you can see, it's a pretty simple script. Yeah, this is like the perfect ratio right here. So the spawn and the despawn. So yeah, it's probably the most complicated challenge yet, but I think you can easily accomplish this. Obviously, you can mess around. You can turn the shapes into like long rods or something, like I did with the original tutorial video. But yeah, that's it for this video. Not sure what the next video is gonna be about. I don't remember, but yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.